Hey up church family, this is Jack. I want to invite you to the after party. Now you might be thinking, well Jack, what's the after party? Well, the after party is where we get together on Zoom after the service to talk about the sermon and just fellowship and say hi. So join me on the after party. Here's the link below and I look forward to seeing you soon. Take care.
Good morning, family. Linda here. This morning, I want to talk to you about the new format for Soul Refresh Wednesdays. Well, this season, 2021, is going to start on January the 27th, same time, 12 o'clock Pacific and 3 o'clock Eastern. So we're just wanting to let you know that the format this year is going to be meditation, guided meditation. And we're going to just delve into the fact of living life better. We're not going to get good at meditation. We're going to get wonderful at life. That's what meditation helps, to settle your mind down, to listen to the Spirit speak to you. And only you. So just take that time with us on Wednesdays. It'll be for just about a half an hour. And when we come in on the 27th, it'll be a full understanding of what we're going to do and how we're going to do it. So join us again, January 27th, 12 o'clock Pacific time, and thank you, 3 o'clock at Eastern Standard. We are going to come face to face with us. Ourselves. And so it is. See you then. Peace and blessings.
Hello up church family, it's Reverend Sheree here with a very brief announcement. I want you to know that classes are starting January 31st. Registration is open. I am so excited. You just have to know that teaching is what we do best. We are a teaching ministry, and we have 2 amazing courses that will be taking place on Sundays. So at 11:30 a.m. Pacific, you can enjoy Lessons in Truth with Mr. Jack Roberts and Mr. John Downey III. They will be teaching this lesson via Zoom, and it's only $15 to register for the course. Lessons in Truth begins January 31st at 11:30 a.m. Pacific. I want to encourage you to jump into that class. Go register right away. You will not regret it. You can also enroll in our class taking place at 3 p.m. Pacific. And this class is going to be a really important class if you're interested in Bible study. It's in our Bible series, Bible 1, Understanding the Bible. And the text for this class is one of my favorites. It's called Don't Know Much About the Bible. So if you are tentative about the Bible, if you've maybe been beaten up in the past, this class is for you because it'll give you an opportunity to explore Bible stories. And it's really, really amazing. This text is great. John Downey is going to teach this class at 3 o'clock. You are in for an amazing experience. So you have 2 choices, 11:30 a.m. Lessons in Truth, or at 3 p.m. you can enjoy Bible 1, Understanding the Bible. Don't know much about the Bible? Not after you take this class. You can enroll today at upchurch.org, or just go to upchurch.org, our site, and you can click on a little enroll link there. That'll be the easiest way to do it. God bless you, and we're so excited to have you be a part of our teaching ministry. God bless.
Hey up church. Now if you believe that you're able, go ahead and groove like this. Hey. Yes. Hey. Believe that you're able. Believe that you can. Believe that you won't be
Welcome. Welcome to our virtual service. You are in the right place at the right time for the right message with the right people. Oh, pat yourself on the back. A lot of good decisions there. I am Reverend Sherri James, and I'm the senior minister of this incredible community of spiritual seekers. You're in the right place for a transformation, and I know that a transformation is in store for you today. A couple of housekeeping things, and then we'll open this service in prayer. First, if this is your first time here or not, make sure that you like and subscribe to this channel. And also leave us a comment on the video. It does all kinds of wonderful things with the YouTube algorithm, sets them in motion. So just leave us a good comment on this video. Also, if you're watching this on Facebook, make sure that you like and follow our page and hit the bell so that you can receive notifications every time we upload new content. All right, let's take a moment to open this service in prayer. Would you pray with me? Take a deep and cleansing breath and just settle into the space where you are right now. We have the privilege of worshiping together, and this is going to be a marvelous service. This work that we are doing right now is so special because it's reminding people around the world that they are divine. We are carrying this message of universal oneness as far as the Spirit allows. I thank you that this service serves that purpose to remind you of your divine sonship, to remind you that you are fearfully and wonderfully made, to remind you that the universe, that God has your back, to remind you that you have not been forgotten, to remind you that as magnificent as the universe is, God thought that you needed to be a part of it. And so that makes you absolutely wonderful. You are an indispensable part of the forward motion of this universe. And my prayer is that what you experience in this spiritual community through this virtual worship experience, that it touches you at your core and awakens a fire in you that no man can put out. Thank you, God, for a powerful service. Thank you for a transformational experience. And I know that you always hear me when I pray. And so I believe that this prayer is answered in the name and in the consciousness of Jesus the Christ. This prayer is so, and so it is. Let me tell you about understanding principles. We are the living legacy of Della Reese, of the Reverend Dr. Della Reese Lett. And it is such an honor to carry on in the tradition that she shared with us. We're the people that she shared her understanding of God with in her lifetime. And it is an honor and a privilege to pass that on to you. It's made such a massive difference in our experience. And so we want to share that with you. Our vision is to love every person up to their true identity and to their highest potential for the greater good of all. And we are on a mission to express God's divine love through teaching spiritual principles, worship services, fellowship activities, and community outreach. And our theme this year is open your mind. Open your mind. We know that if you want a bigger life, it's going to begin with a bigger mind. That you have the life that your consciousness will allow at this moment. And so if you're going to have more, you're first going to have to be more. And so we're starting the year with a series called Open Your Mind and Be Healed. And this is based on the book by Reverend Della's bestie, the Reverend Dr. Johnny Coleman, who was the founder of the Universal Foundation for Better Living and Christ Universal Temple in Chicago, Illinois. And today's lesson is going to be taught by our esteemed, amazing assistant minister, the Reverend Sherri Thompson. And she's going to be talking to us about the thought connection. So I'm going to pass the baton to her. She's going to take us through a meditation, and then let's get into this service.
Blessings, everyone. Here at UpChurch, we teach 5 basic truth principles. We believe that learning and understanding these principles will enable you to have a healthy, happy, and prosperous life. Practicing the presence of God is one of those basic principles. And we practice the presence of God when we pray, when we meditate, when we sit in the silence, when we engage in spiritual study. So let's have an experience of practicing the presence of God together. Let's relax from all activity and pay attention to our breathing, just breathing in and out easily. Doesn't it feel good to just be? Let's take one more just easy breath, breathing in and breathing out, bringing our awareness and our attention to this moment. It's so good to be here now. As we breathe in easily, we're going to hold the idea that God is love. God is love. God is love. God is love. Just let that idea travel through your mind, and anything that pops up, the response is God is love. God is love. You are made in the image, likeness of God. You are made in the image, likeness of God. You are love in expression. God is love. I am love. I am love. I am love. We're so grateful for this moment to abide in the power and presence of God, to be reminded that God is love. I am love. Let's allow this truth to impact every aspect of our lives, whatever concerns you. Remember, God is love. I am love. When you begin with this way of thinking, harmony, peace, joy, overcoming, breakthrough, love abides. God bless you today.
Good afternoon, UpChurch. This is Reverend Sheree Thompson. That's who I am. I'm the assistant minister here at UPCHURCH, and it's my joy to be with you today. I'm here to welcome you through our virtual doors. I'm so grateful that you clicked in here to UPCHURCH and decided to worship with us today. Family and friends, I want you to right now send out all the love energy that you can conjure up in your soul. I want you to send it out to those who are visiting with us for the first time. All of the people who are meeting UPCHURCH for the first time, we want you to be right now receiving a dose of love, that this is an energy right now that you are literally experiencing. We're sending it out to you. Open your mind to receive it. It's been such a great year as we have charted in a new course to be available to new good God has in store for us. And so I want to invite you on a journey with us. If you'd like to be a member of UPCHURCH, if you've heard something that you think it'd be nice to be a part of that community, I want to encourage you to take the first step. Just send us an email, upchurch@upchurch.org. Let us know you're interested and you'd like to know what our next steps are. We're so grateful to have you as just coming in, clicking into our community. And I want to let you know that we do have a spiritual baptism coming up, our spiritual or orientation for prospective members coming up January 30th, and January 31st will be spiritual baptism. So if you are really ready, you can go ahead and let us know. And right away, we'll get you right in the fold of the next steps to take. I'm so grateful that you joined us today. And I want you to know all of that love energy that you're feeling right now. I want you to know who is praying with you. I want you to know who is sending you waves of love. Our powerful spiritual community is loving you up right now. And so my UPCHURCH family and friends, what I want you to do right now is share who you really are. Give us your spiritual name. You see, friends, what we do is that we like to declare who we really are in our chat. So I'm inviting you to join in with us. All that you have to do is put I am next to a quality of God. I am next to a quality of God. So I am choosing a spiritual quality that I want to experience more of right now. So I'm choosing I am courage. Tell me your spiritual name. Write it in the chat. If you're not live with us, just go ahead and put it in the comments. Let us know your spiritual name. And if you're not chatting and you're not commenting, speak your name out loud. It's important that you tell yourself who you really are. Let the people around you know who you really are. Let them join in and declare who they really are. We're so grateful to have you. I want you to know how loved you are, how cherished you are here at UPCHURCH. I trust that you're going to hear exactly what you need to hear today to move you through whatever's in the way. We have coming up next a really powerful spiritual tool called the Daily Inspiration for Better Living. And reading the Daily Inspiration for January 24th is Mr. John Downey III. John, give us the inspiration. I know you're going to bring it.
Turn, pray, and be healed. In those days, Hezekiah became sick and was at the point of death. The prophet Isaiah came to him and said to him, "Thus says the Lord, set your house in order, for you shall die. You shall not recover." Then Hezekiah turned his face to the wall and prayed to the Lord. Here are two definite steps that we can take when faced with a health challenge. First, turn our attention away from the seeming bad news. Medical charts, symptoms, lab or imaging reports, our fears, negative thoughts, and feelings. Like Hezekiah, we may not have to wait long. Before Isaiah had gone out of the middle court, the word of the Lord came to him. Turn back and say to Hezekiah, "I have heard your prayer. Indeed, I will heal you." Do not allow fear to overwhelm you. Turn to the wall, pray, and be healed. And turn, and I would heal them. Matthew 13 and 15.
Thank you, John, for that powerful daily inspiration. It's now time for our affirmation of power. This is where you affirm the truth to yourself, for yourself. We're going to speak it out loud. I'll say it once and then we'll affirm together. I open my mind today. I open my mind to health. I open my mind to joy. I open my mind to abundance. I open my mind to peace. I open my mind to love. Right now, I am transformed by this renewing of my mind. Let's affirm together. I open my mind today. I open my mind to health. I open my mind to joy. I open my mind to abundance. I open my mind to peace. I open my mind to love. Right now, I am transformed by this renewing of my mind. And so it is. And so it is. I don't know if you've caught on yet, but our theme for 2021 is open your mind. We want to know how you're opening your mind in 2021. I want to invite you to send us in a short video or just write it out in a paragraph and email it to us. Let us know how you're opening your mind this year. We want to be able to share it with the community to inspire them. We want to be able to pray with you as you open your mind to something new. We want to be able to support you spiritually as you let this newness come into expression through you. Share with us in a video how you intend to open your mind for 2021. Just email it to upchurch@upchurch.org and we would love to share it with our community. Coming up next is Mr. Chad Wright, who is going to share with us how he is opening up his mind in 2021.
Hi, UpChurch. For 2021, I'm opening my mind to a few things. One is a continuation from 2020, which is learning how to code. I have a couple of apps that I've been developing. One started last year out of necessity for me. The other one's something I've been working on for a few years now. And I want to go deeper. I don't want the block of not knowing what I'm doing to stop me from pursuing the goal that I set a few years ago. Then another thing I'm opening my mind to is learning even more information on my craft. Between being in the studio and playing drums, really connecting with the universe and exploring some areas I've never explored before in any of these. And I'm talking about 40 years of experience of doing what I do for a living, but I also do it for love. So that's, I guess, making sure that I block fear out of my scope. That's my mind-opening goal for 2021, to completely block fear out of my scope.
There is just one life. That life is God's life, flowing free and moving through me. That life is perfect. That life is God's life, my life now. No limits, no bounds. The deeper and deeper I go, it's sweeter than I've ever known. Oh, I'll never stop growing, 'cause love keeps on calling me on. There's just one life, it's God's life. Oh, it's perfect, and it's my life, just one life, it's God's life. Oh, is my purpose, freedom my birthright, joy unfolds through my very soul. It's time I claim it. Every time I feel it, God is real, the truth of me. It's my life now.
This is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice. Everybody rejoice. I've been singing that song in my head all week. It's just rocking from the Wiz. Just can you feel a brand new day? Can you feel it? I'm still beaming from the U.S. presidential inauguration. I just had a beautiful experience watching change be absorbed in the air, like just watching the feeling of something new be embraced by so many. I love the speeches. I love the declarations of unity. I love seeing Vice President Kamala Harris be inaugurated. I absolutely love listening to that beautiful poem by our new poet laureate, Miss Amanda Gorman, The Hill We Climb. If you have not seen it, do yourself a favor after church, after the after party, go and see that video. She's amazing in it. I love seeing the fruit of so many upholders of democracy, the activists who, the fruit of their labor being just that moment of openness and of newness and of change in the air. I just was so excited about the feeling that the fruit of our voting, like to see the fruit of voting, to see the fruit of the democracy in action, the fruit of prayers, people just wanting a new experience in our leadership and in the United States. And it was so electric. It's still electric to feel and to be in the midst of change. And I won't even get into those winter coats. Being out here in Los Angeles, I have totally slipped on my winter coat game. Beautiful winter coats. I'm coming for them. I'm coming for them next year. So I'm so excited though. It just was such a beautiful experience of oneness, of unity. And with this major shift in leadership and a whole new year we have here, 2021, I want you to tap into the energy of newness that's available right now. And I want you to really answer for yourself, How will I open my mind in 2021? How will I open my mind? So that's our theme for this year. In this particular series, we're inviting you to open your mind and be healed. Open your mind and be healed. And this just occurred to me that we are all in need of a healing. That there is a personal healing, there is our collective healing. We're all in need of a healing. And I'm just inviting us all to open our minds to be healed. So let's open up to receive the message. I'm tasked to talk to you today about chapter 3 in Johnny Coleman's book, Open Your Mind and Be Healed. I'm here to talk to you about chapter 3, the thought connection. And I want to remind you, in case you didn't know, about your divine makeup, that you are spirit, soul, body. Say that with me. I am spirit, soul, body. So often we identify ourselves as human when really we are spiritual beings. We are spiritual beings inhabiting a physical body. And so I want us to think about the parts of our being, our divine makeup, that the spirit part of us is the image likeness of God. It is the unchanging, perfect part of us. It is the part of us that never changes. It is made in the image likeness of God. We have a soul. That's our consciousness, our mind. And this is our connecting link to God. All right, follow me with this. This makeup, you are spirit, soul, and body, and the body of you is the vehicle through which spirit, soul expresses. So the body is the vehicle, how we express and experience our spiritual nature. And I would go so bold as to say that the soul, the primary purpose of the soul, is to bring good into expression. That it's truly designed to bring good into expression. And I'm going to explain why today. I'm going to explain how today our soul is designed to bring good into expression. So I'm going to get a little bit into some soul mechanics, if you will, because in order to understand how to open our mind to be healed, we need to understand how the mind works a little bit. So I'm going to go into some mind mechanics, and I'm going to give it to you the way Johnny Coleman breaks it down in the text. She said that our soul has 3 parts, that there is the superconscious part of our mind, or the Christ mind. That's our spiritual nature. There is the conscious phase of mind. That's our intellect, where we do our thinking. And there's the subconscious part of our mind. That is the creative mind. It is the seat of our feelings and our memories. And so we want to think about these 3 phases of our mind making up our entire soul. And so why is this important? My scripture for today is taken from Romans 12:2. Be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. And I'm going to stop just at that part because it is important that you do not be conformed to this world. That's the first part of that scripture. Do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your minds, so that you may discern what is the will of God, what is good and acceptable and perfect. Do not be conformed to this world. So we're going to be obedient to this amazing scripture, to this powerful remembrance of who we really are. And to be transformed by the renewing of our mind means that we got to deal with our mind. That if we want the transformation, if we want to experience the change that I said is in the air because of new leadership, because of the new year, that we have to be mindful that this is all about the mind. The renewal happens in your mind. And so, what Reverend Johnny Coleman gives us in the text is some true mind mechanics, just followed up with some powerful testimony. So I'm going to give you a little bit of both today. She gave us that Jesus lived in the superconscious part of his mind. That's your knowingness, your inner knowingness that you are one with God, that God is your partner, that you live, move, and have your being in God. You live, move, and have your being in God. See, this is where Jesus lived. This is where he stayed pointed. This is the example that we're given by him, because you can do the same thing. We know that Jesus is our way shower. He is not the great exception. He's our example. And so we're able to look and say, okay, how can I be like Jesus? You can be like Jesus because you can too live, move, and have your being in God. You can know that you are one with the one. And so when we do this same thing, when we're like Jesus, we can do this because we practice doing so. The reason that we are not experiencing a life of bliss, a life where our word makes an immediate change and impact in the world, where we are able to heal and bless and prosper wherever we direct our word, is because we're out of practice with it. We live from all over the place. We don't just live from that spiritual nature of ours, that superconscious part of our mind. We live out of experience. We live out of what's going on in the world. We live out of other people's wants and needs for our lives. We live out of our age. We live out of a sickness that we may have, that we may be experiencing. We live out of our concept of race. We live out of our concept of gender. We live out of everything except our spiritual nature. And so what I'm going to do is show you the practice to get your mind in the space where it could be renewed. We're getting ourselves in mind renewal space, right? This is the practice, because when we are living out of all of those things, when we're living out of our spiritual nature, when we're living out of the human, the appearances, we suffer. We live beneath our privilege. We don't let the good that's within us come out. Our dreams don't come into expression. And I'm here to tell you that you do not have to suffer, that you can work with the Jesus model, knowing that you are one with the Father, that you are one with God, that you are one with love, you are one with power, you are one with peace, that you lack no thing in the universe. Because you're connected to the allness. You are the very essence of the allness in expression. And so because this is who you are, there is no reason for you to suffer. But we're practiced to suffer. We're practiced to keep regurgitating what happened to us before. And so I'm going to help break that cycle today. I'm going to break that chain today with you, because we're going to be like Jesus when we get this, because again, we got some tools in this powerful toolkit called Open Your Mind and Be Healed. Reverend Johnny gives it to us this way. The regeneration is accomplished through the use of affirmations and denials as a means to cleanse the entire consciousness. Then the Holy Spirit has a clear path to express through. This process is an inner toil, and you can do your mental work in any kind of physical environment. However, your inner self must be stilled, relaxed, and calm. Let's take a breath on that. There's a regeneration process. There's a way that you can get back into practice of oneness with God. And so this practice is accomplished through the use of affirmations, which are our positive statements of truth. Our affirmations are our yes power. It's where we say yes to the ideas of God. We say yes to our spiritual nature, that we begin to affirm the truth of our being. We affirm our spirituality. That's what an affirmation is. A denial is the process of erasing, of letting go of the lies that we have been telling ourselves about ourselves. The ignorance, living in the state of ignorance, where we do not believe that we are spiritual beings, that we believe that we are defined by what has happened to us. We're defined by how someone else has defined us. And so because of that, again, we suffer. So affirmations and denials, letting go of what no longer serves us, this clearing away of a belief in lack and limitation. Denials and affirmations are key to the regeneration. They're key for our remembrance, our reliance, our focus on who we really are spiritually. Because we are here to be like Jesus. Christians follow the example of Jesus. And so we are looking at how we can get back into the mindset of oneness with God, because that was the mindset of Jesus. Have this mind in you that was also in Christ Jesus. And so my main point today, the real reason behind this entire lesson, is to reinforce to you that if you want to open your mind to a different experience, if you want to open your mind to something new, you must speak truth to the thoughts and feelings you have empowered with your attention and words. So there is a life that you have built through your thinking. There's a life that you're experiencing right now that's the fruit of what you believe about yourself. That's the fruit of what you believe about the universe that you inhabit. And because of your beliefs, you're having these experiences. And so if you want to have new experiences, be ye transformed, be ye transformed. If you want to have new experiences, you have to renew your mind. And so I'm going to show you today how to speak truth to the thoughts and feelings that you've been empowering that you don't want to live out of anymore. And so how do we do this? So that superconscious phase, or that spiritual phase of our mind, is always connected to God. That's that part of you, that inner knowing. That's your intuition. It's your oneness with God. That aspect of you never departs you. It never leaves you. We just don't put our attention on it, or we don't put our attention on it first. You guys have heard that saying, my first mind, I should have followed my first mind. That often that we have taught ourselves to ignore that initial impulse, because often that's the thing that may feel hard to do, or it may feel like you don't see how that's going to work out. See, when you don't know how something is going to work out, you probably are in the right way of thinking. That means that you have now tapped into the unlimited potential when you don't know how everything is going to play out. So it's like if you're listening to a new song, you don't know how that song is going to play. You don't know where's the melody going to go. You don't know what instruments are going to come in, because you've never heard that song before. But when you know a song, you can sing the lyrics, you know the tune, you know where the drop beat's going to happen, and all of that. So when we're talking about that first mind, it's typically like listening to a song for the first time. You don't know how it's going to all play out. See, these are some clues to let us know where we're listening from. What are we listening? Are we listening to the wisdom of God in us? Are we in tune with our spiritual nature, our superconscious phase of mind? Or are we just really looking at experiences, looking at our past? See, what happens is that we are thinking beings, right? So we are conscious. Through our conscious mind, we're making decisions, we're moving ideas around, we're paying attention to things. All of that is a function of our conscious phase of mind. I talked about our superconscious phase, that God part of us, the spiritual nature. Now I'm talking about where you do your thinking, your intellect. And so the intellect is pointed. We point the intellect wherever we want it to go. And what we say yes to, what we focus on with attention, is then kind of like recorded, if you will, recorded in our subconscious mind. So the subconscious mind just received impressions given to it by the conscious mind. It's just passively receiving the impressions. But it's not a passive entity, a part of us. It's a creative entity, meaning that you've heard of the scripture, out of the heart flows the issues of life. Right? As within, so without. That when we talk about that as within, so without, we're talking about our subconscious mind. We're talking about the seat of memory. We're talking about the feeling nature. Okay? So I want you to get where I'm going with this, that I've given you our three phases, the three parts of our mind. And I'm here really to tell you how to open your mind to be healed. I'm here to remind you that you can speak truth to the thoughts and feelings that you have previously experienced, right? So that you can have a new experience, so that you can be transformed. So it had to be last week or week before, I got a letter in the mail from a law firm. And most mail that I get is not urgent. People don't usually send me urgent things in the mail unless it's an Amazon delivery. But this one had a certain look to it. So I pulled the letter out of the stack, and it looked like a letter from a bill collector. So the letters from bill collectors look like, it's not when the bill starts turning colors, right? It's when you stop getting the bill from that company, and then this new company emerges, the one that bought your debt. I'm talking about the envelope looked like one of those. Some of you know what I'm talking about, when it's a law firm on the envelope and it looks intimidating and scary. So this I pull out and I open it up. And I'm telling you, when I saw the envelope, I had this feeling of like, oh my God. And then I started getting upset about it. I read the letter, and it was saying that I was going to be sued for non-payment of a debt. And I'm like, I don't owe anybody. The hair on my neck is raised. I'm literally hot mad as I'm reading this letter. I'm livid. I don't owe anybody any money. I don't even have this card that they're talking about. But I am so upset by all of the mess that's getting ready to happen. Now I have to call people. I have to start basically proving that I don't have this debt, and I'm getting ready to be sued. I'm livid. And so I keep reading the notice, looking for the phone number, and I notice at the top and the bottom this word that says advertisement. So I'm still reading the letter, I'm still mad, and I'm looking for the how usually at the top of a letter is the address. So I'm looking and I see the address, and then my eye catches advertisement again. And it starts to sink into me that this is not a letter about a debt. This is an advertisement for a debt relief company. So it took me more than a minute to cool myself down, because I don't know if you've been in this situation where bill collectors are literally mailing you things, calling you, where you feel harassed, where you feel overwhelmed because what they're asking for, you don't see visible supply for. But all of that feeling, that feeling of shame, of anger, of regret, all of that welled up in me as I'm looking at an advertisement for a debt collection company. It took me a minute to remember that I'm not under that financial duress anymore. It took me a minute to remember that I am living in the flow. It took me a minute to remember that I am prosperous. You see, in that moment that the letter had come, my conscious mind was not stayed on him. My conscious mind was not having the mind in me that was in Christ Jesus. My conscious mind went back to when I didn't have any money. My conscious mind went back. You see, it went back, meaning it went into my subconscious mind. It went into the seat of my memory. And this emerged, this remembrance of a letter and the harassment and the feeling all came up, and I started to have the experience again. This is the power of your mind, because for those moments of panic, everything in my consciousness reflected not enough. I mean, I had a body response. I was sweating. The hair on my neck was raised. Tension was in my shoulders. This is the power of your subconscious mind. It will serve up to you whatever you have recorded there. And this is why your affirmations and denials, your statements of truth, your releasing of error thought are so important. Because when these feelings come up, when the things from your past begin to surface into your awareness, you're able to say the truth to them. And eventually they don't surface. So I told you a process that lasted me maybe 4 minutes, meaning from reading the letter to getting back to my peace. It took me about 3 to 4 minutes. I've had experiences where something will trigger that past part of me, that past experience I've had. It will trigger it, and it'll be hard. It used to be hard for me to break out of that. I would have missed advertisement. I would have called the company. I would have been just really causing a whole commotion, because all I would have seen is you don't have enough money. I would not have been able to pull I am prosperous out of my subconscious mind. It wouldn't have come to my awareness if I had not remembered, if I hadn't been planning it there, if I hadn't been consciously telling myself the truth over years. So I hope you're hearing this, because this is really important. You see, I had been rehearsing being in debt for years, but thank God I had been studying the truth. That I have been speaking affirmations of truth over and over. I have been studying and reading and praying and meditating. And so I was able to pull myself out of that darkness. You see, this is what you have to do, spiritual beings, that there is a darkness that could be in your experience, and you have to learn how to be the light, how to enlighten, how to move yourself up, to wake yourself up from the darkness of that nightmare memory that you've had. Now, mind you, at this point in time, that I did not incur that bill. At this point in time, I did not owe this company anything. But it would have been true if I owed them or not. I am prosperous. There is always a supply to meet every demand. And so instead of looking and fighting with them, I could be available. My mind could be open to the supply to pay the debt. I'm talking today about opening your mind to be healed. Do not be conformed to this world. Do not be conformed to the past experience you had. Do not be conformed to the bills, colorful bills that are coming into your mailbox. Do not be conformed to that. Be transformed by the renewing of your mind, by constantly feeding yourself, telling yourself the truth, and letting go of error thinking. Do not be conformed to this world, to whatever illness, whatever diagnosis you may have been given. Do not be conformed to that. Do not think that that's the totality of you. Be transformed by the renewing of your mind, where you begin to focus your attention on your spiritual nature, where you remember that I am the life of God, and so I cannot be sick. And I begin to work with that. If I'm the life of God, what would I think if I was the life of God in expression? How would I move my body? What would I get up and do? What would I eat? If I were the life of God in expression, what choices would I be making now? Do not be conformed. Do not make more choices based on the appearances that are here right now, but be transformed. Whatever you are conformed to, this is the formula to have a new experience, So a little bit more into how do we do this, right? How do we bring this spiritual nature of ours, all of this good, I am perfect health, and how do I have that in my body? How do I bring it into my experience? So first I want to give you a little bit about it, because I know that if you are experiencing pain in your body, you will say that's real. It's a real pain in my joint. It's a real pain in my, wherever you have experienced some discomfort, that's real. And I want to give you a framework to help shake you maybe out of that belief pattern. It's called reality and existence. All right, so follow me with this. There's reality, which is ultimate reality. It is the realm of all possibility. When I'm talking about reality, when I'm talking about what is real, I'm talking about what is true of God. That's the realm of reality. Reality is pure potential of God ideas. Reality is the heavens. Reality is access through conscious contact with God. We access reality through prayer, meditation, silence, and listening, and just being. That's the realm of reality. What we're more familiar with dealing with is the realm of existence. Existence is the realm of expression. It's the earth. Where reality is the heavens, existence is the earth, is accessible through our five senses. We can touch, taste, and feel and smell in existence. That's how we interact with it. It is the byproduct of our thinking. Existence is the byproduct of our thinking, meaning that what exists came through the thinking process. What's in existence is the collective consciousness, all the thoughts that have ever been thought, all of the thinking that's been going on in the universe, right? That's in existence, byproduct of the process of thought. Follow me? We have reality and we have existence. So how do I bring reality, meaning all the good of God? Your dream is in reality. What you're opening your mind to is in reality. You want to know how to experience it. How do I bring it down into existence so I can play with it and dance in it and have fun in it, right? The border between reality and existence is your mind. You bring reality into expression through your thinking. Your thinking is your connecting link to God. It's your connecting link. It's how you bring good into expression. And I told you that you're designed for this. You're designed to bring good to life. You're designed to bring good into expression. You're designed to bring heaven to earth. And so we just want to practice doing what we're designed to do. We want to practice this. It is through thinking, your thinking and feeling that you bring good ideas into expression. So we have to protect what's going on in our mind. We have to be mindful. We have to be intentional about what we move around in our mind. And so Reverend Johnny talked about well, she didn't call it this, the border patrol. She talked about controlling her thinking, being in control of what came out of her mouth, being in control of what moved around in her mind. And so one of the practices that she did, and I saw this with fresh eyes when I read it in the text this time, is that she wouldn't name an illness. So if someone mentioned a diagnosis, she wouldn't call it arthritis or cancer or COVID or COPD or whatever the thing is, irritable something or other. She wouldn't call it that. She would call it Bonkus of the Conkus. And so here's an excerpt out of the text. By turning within, we mean centering your thoughts on the one power, the one presence, the omnipotent, omnipresent, and omniscient God. With thoughts centered on God, you can only demonstrate in your life the nature of God, the absolute good. Often, I do not name maladies such as cancer, arthritis, etc., because I do not want these names to become part of my consciousness. Instead, I create a word like Bonkus of the Conkus. Bonkus is a mixture of bunkum and bogus. Bonkus of the Conkus. If you've ever heard Johnny Coleman speak, you probably have heard her say something like that. If you've ever been a student of Reverend Della's, you probably have heard her say a made-up word about an illness. Okay, that's something that she learned from Johnny. And so the idea, though, is that if I am a spiritual being, if I'm a powerful spiritual being, if my word is powerful and creative, and what I put my conscious mind on and speak loud enough is impressed into my subconscious mind and then presses out into my life, why would I put these words that I do not want to experience in my mouth? Why would I move them around in my mind? So if I am realizing who I am, if I'm being transformed by the renewing of my mind, if I'm waking up to the reality that I'm a spiritual being, then I don't want to move around these disease names in my mind anymore. And I definitely don't want to speak them through the power of my spoken word. And so I'm talking to myself here. I have to be more conscious of what I say yes to, meaning what I give voice to, meaning what the words I allow to move around in my head. I mean, and this goes for any other condition that just because it exists, we are calling it real. And you can put any ism behind that. That there is racism in existence, there is sexism in existence, there is injustice in existence, but it is not real. Because what is real is like God, is made out of the image likeness of God. It is of the nature and quality of God. And those things do not reflect the truth about anything. They are no thing. And so I have to be mindful of how I speak on them because I don't want to empower what I don't want. I want you to take this into prayer because this may be a major change in how you speak. This may be a major change in how you engage with other people about topics that you are passionate about. So we are keeping it real because your job is not to recycle earth. You're not here to be a creative recycler. You're not here to keep regurgitating what's going on around you. You are a creative being designed to bring good into expression, designed to bring the dream, the desire of your heart into expression. And when you do that, there is harmony on earth. There is harmony in expression. There is harmony in existence. When you are about your Father's business, which is bringing good into expression. And you get to choose it because you're a beautiful, individualized expression of God. You get to choose what the good you bring looks like. If the idea in my heart was to bring a beautiful song through, there's no way in the world the two of us could go separate ways and come back with the same song. Because we cannot exhaust the allness of God. Isn't that beautiful to think about? That I don't have to keep recycling. I don't have to steal. I don't have to take anything away from anybody because God is all there is. And God is, if you think about that, the idea of God can never be depleted. Any God idea can never be exhausted. You can't overdo it. You can't take it away. You can't, we've exhausted all the idea of chair. There can be no more new chairs made because the idea is done. No. God is all the substance, all the essence, that invisible mind essence that can never be depleted. You are one with that. You access that through your thinking. I mean, doesn't it make you want to stop for a minute and say, wait a minute, what's going on in my mind? Am I using all this mind power to aim it, focus it, direct the attention on the one power and one presence so that I can bring the good into expression? Or am I just recycling, repeating the same old things that are around me? The same old maladies, the same conversations. Whatever it is that doesn't feel good anymore. You're not here to recycle that. You're here to recognize and to let it go. This is no longer serving me. I release this. We did so much release work at the top of the year, but it's not too late. It's not too late to begin to release something that you realize now no longer serves you. So I'm just going to work with this now because I say, with the confession session, my confession session is that I say the word COVID a lot. My confession session is that I say the word pandemic a lot. I say the word coronavirus a lot. As a matter of fact, if you paid me for every time that I said it, I could buy myself something real pretty. Because it's in my mouth a lot, which means it's in my mind a lot, which means that I have made it a reality. I've made it real to me, right? I have made it in this existence that I'm living in. I'm living from it. I'm supposed to live, move, and have my being in God. I'm supposed to live, move, and have my being in the omnipresent substance of God. I don't live, move, and have my being in a disease. And I also don't want that idea to be limiting what I can bring into expression. So I've decided to give it up. I'm calling Bonkus today on it. I'm calling Bonkus on it. That word will not come out my mouth. That is my intent. It's not even a fast. I'm letting it go. And so if you catch me saying it, say, Sister Bonkus. Sheree, I'm calling Bonkus on that. Work with me. Eliminate. Is there a word that you need to eliminate from your life? Do you need to eliminate it from your vocabulary? Do you need to call Bonkus on something? Something that you know, a word that you know incites a feeling in you that separates you from the one power and presence that keeps you focused now on what was, on what you don't want to experience. Come on with me. Come on with me. I'm so serious about this. That's how important your divine assignment is that you may need to make some serious changes to how you navigate life. Do not be conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. Your job is to bring good into expression. I want you to think of that. What is that condition that you're willing to call Bonkus on? The thing that you speak on. When someone says, how are you? In some way, in shape or form, whatever that thing is going to come out your mouth. When I looked at my Facebook feed, and I'm not on Facebook a ton, but I went on for the inauguration, and I started to see all of this love come up. I started to see all this good energy come up. And I'm like, yes, 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 that's what I want to see. Because that feeling empowered me. It made me think about what can be possible for me? What if I said was so hard and horrible that I forgot that trouble don't last always? That I forgot that there is always good available. I just have to call it forth. I don't want anything to keep me from my divine assignment, from bringing good into expression. And I challenge you to call Bonkus on anything doing the same thing for you. I want you to look at whatever mountain, whatever Goliath, whatever diagnosis, whatever disease, whatever relationship, whatever seeming power that looks like it's taken over your life, that it has come in and created a life that you do not enjoy. I want you to look at whatever it is that you have need to speak the truth to and call Bonkus on it. Ask yourself, do I live, move, and have my being in God? Or do I live, move, and have my being in that seeming problem? Do I live, move, and have my being in God, in good, in love, in power, in substance, in joy, in prosperity? Or do I live, move, and have my being in this illusion of not having enough? This illusion of not being enough? This illusion of not being worthy? Am I going to live in reality and bring that into expression? Or am I going to just keep recycling what happened to me before, what's happened to other people I know? This is your charge, your choice today. See, Reverend Johnny reminded us in the text, and I'm going to give it to you right now, that you are a powerhouse. I want to remind you to turn to God, plug in, direct your attention to the part of you that never is lacking. The very spiritual nature of you. And in closing, I want to give you a piece of this just to help us ask the right questions this week as we move into our soul maintenance work, as we go into our spiritual study every day. I want you to take these questions with you. And this was inspired by our new national poet laureate. I told you guys I'm obsessed with the inauguration. And Amanda Gorman gave a beautiful poem at the inauguration and shared a powerful charge that I want to leave you with today. And this is what I want you to work with today. She said that the new dawn blooms as we free it, for there is always light if only we are brave enough to see it, if only we are brave enough to be it. Spiritual beings, I want you to know that you are created on purpose for a purpose. You are health, you are wealth, you are love, you are beauty. You are the very essence of God in expression. You're capable, you are worthy, and you are able to overcome whatever is in the way, keeping you from your highest good. And you can do this because you are God's unrepeatable, individualized expression of God's idea of itself. No one can do what you can do. This is who you are in reality. I want you to open your mind and see the new dawn that is now blooming as you. And ask yourself this week, will I be brave enough to be it? God bless you today.
Oh, oh, eyes haven't seen, ears haven't heard the kind of blessings that's about to fall on me. 'Cause victory is here, kicks defeat out the door. God's doing a new thing, yeah. Get ready for overflow, 'cause I'm getting ready to see something I've never seen, something I've never seen. Say, I'm getting ready to see, something I've never seen, yeah. Eyes haven't seen, and ears haven't heard, the kind of blessings, ooh, the kind of blessings that's about to fall on me. 'Cause victory is here, kick the feet out the door, 'cause God's doing a new thing. Get ready for overflow, 'cause I'm getting ready to see something I've never seen. 'Cause I'm getting ready to see something I've never seen. Are you ready? 'Cause I'm ready. I'm getting ready to see something I've never seen. Are you ready to blow your mind? I'm getting ready to see something I've never seen.
Yo, ayo, beach house vibes maneuver the jet ski. 'Cause I serve a God that parted the Red Sea. Multi-million-dollar commercial for Pepsi. From food stamps to more ice than Gretzky. I don't gotta talk, the Lord defends me. I watch them all fall for going against me. When me and all my angels dared to step up, while you were trying to pull me down, I leveled up. I leveled up twice, I leveled up 3 times. He tapped them and told them she's mine. So even when I cried, I knew I'd be fine. Prepare for a miracle blessing in these times. I praised him, raised him, named it, claimed it. Every tongue that rises up against me, shame it. I breathe success in and out my lungs. I got the power of life and death coming out my tongue.
Ready for overflow. Say,
receiving into action for yourself. Understanding principles. You can text the word UPCHURCH to 73256 to complete your gift. You can use Cash App. Our Cash App ID is $UPCHURCHLA. You can also go to our website, upchurch.org. Choose the button Give Online. And finally, the mail still works. You can mail your gift to Understanding Principles, 600 West Queen Street, Inglewood, California, 90301. Our offerings. Read along with me. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I give in love and I trust God. All right, let's add a declaration with that. I am in the flow. I give generously and I receive lavishly. My Father, Mother, God supplies all my needs. I am divinely supplied. All right, family. Thank you so much for your support. Let's have some announcements and then I'll be back to close this out.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you.
Hey up church family, this is Jack. I want to invite you to the after party. Now you might be thinking, well Jack, what's the after party? Well, the after party is where we get together on Zoom after the service to talk about the sermon and just fellowship and say hi. So join me on the after party. Here's the link below and I look forward to seeing you soon. Take care.
Hi, good morning, family. Linda here. This morning, I want to talk to you about the new format for Soul Refresh Wednesdays. Well, this season, 2021, is going to start on January the 27th, same time, 12 o'clock Pacific and 3 o'clock Eastern. So we're just wanting to let you know that the format this year is going to be meditation, guided meditation. And we're going to just delve into the fact of living life better. We're not going to get good at meditation. We're going to get wonderful at life. That's what meditation helps, to settle your mind down, to listen to the Spirit speak to you and only you. So just take that time with us on Wednesdays. It'll be for just about a half an hour. And when we come in on the 27th, it'll be a full understanding of what we're going to do and how we're going to do it. So join us again, January 27th, 12 o'clock Pacific time. And thank you, 3 o'clock at Eastern Standard. We are going to come face to face with us, ourselves. And so it is. See you then. Peace and blessings.
Hello, UpChurch family. It's Reverend Sheree here with a very brief announcement. I want you to know that classes are starting January 31st. Registration is open. I am so excited. You just have to know that teaching is what we do best. We are a teaching ministry, and we have 2 amazing courses that will be taking place on Sundays. So at 11:30 a.m. Pacific, you can enjoy Lessons in Truth with Mr. Jack Roberts and Mr. John Downey III. They will be teaching this lesson via Zoom, and it's only $15 to register for the course. Lessons in Truth begins January 31st at 11:30 a.m. Pacific. I want to encourage you to jump into that class. Go register right away. You will not regret it. You can also enroll in our class taking place at 3 p.m. Pacific, and this class is going to be a really important class if you're interested in Bible study. It's in our Bible series, Bible 1, Understanding the Bible. And the text for this class is one of my favorites. It's called Don't Know Much About the Bible. So if you are tentative about the Bible, if you've maybe been beaten up in the past, this class is for you because it'll give you an opportunity to explore Bible stories. And it's really, really amazing. This text is great. John Downey is going to teach this class at 3 o'clock. You are in for an amazing experience. So you have 2 choices, 11:30 a.m. Lessons in Truth, or at 3 p.m. you can enjoy Bible 1, Understanding the Bible. Don't know much about the Bible? Not after you take this class. You can enroll today at upchurch.org, or just go to upchurch.org, our site, and you can click on a little enroll link there. That'll be the easiest way to do it. God bless you, and we're so excited to have you be a part of our teaching ministry. God bless.
Reverend Sheree, girl, come on. Come on. Hashtag preach, teach, do it. Thank you. Thank you for that powerful word. I will be eating off of that plate for the entire week. Thank you so much. Thank you to our music team. Thank you to our marketing team, our board of directors, our social media team. Thank you, John, for just reading the DI. Thank you, everyone who's sending in your videos for how you're going to be opening your mind for 2021. Thank you for everyone who is making this journey with us. We are so grateful for your support. We're so grateful that you believe in this ministry, you believe in this message, and you are stepping out with us in 2021 to expand. We are not shrinking due to COVID. We are expanding because of it. We are setting the intention, and I'm so grateful. You can tell I'm on fire. Reverend Sheree, you done set it off, girl. Woo! All right. Oh, and I thank you for being here. Listen, we'll be in the after party after this where you guys can come and love on Reverend Sheree and let her know how fabulous she is and ask questions and get greater clarity on something that maybe caught you a way that you didn't expect. Come hang out with us. Shout out to Jack Roberts and all of the team members that are helping to put together the after party. Thank you guys so much for managing this piece for our church. It's just part of us growing and expanding. Okay, let's take our prayer of protection and then we'll move into the after party. Would you read along with me? The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us, and the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and so it is. Have an absolutely blessed day. I hope I see you in the after party, but if I miss you, I'll catch you next week. Same time, same YouTube channel. Take care.